Timeless Investing here. And today we're going to talk about 2024 principles of investing to do right now. And you're going to want to continue to investigate those, not Bitcoin, but you're going to want to invest in those up and coming coins, digital coins that's going to break the market. And if you're not into those types of investments, I would have you rethink that. I think that there is a misnomer about investing in digital coins, digital currency that people may confuse with like pink slip stocks. And I think that that's an important distinction that we have to make when we're thinking about, investing strategies that will last a lifetime, that will last a long time, and that, um, we think about, um, pink slips in a certain way because you can have legitimate businesses that are pink slip type stocks. When I say that, I mean like micro stocks that are there for a reason. They're there because there are big red flags. There's certain mile markers they haven't achieved to be trading as micro stocks on the pink slips type of platforms, and but digital coinage isn't like that all the way. Now, there are definitely very volatile digital coinage uh, that you should stay away from. But and it might be this way at some point where digital coins and digital currency, the non-Bitcoins, there's different versions, there's different iterations of digital currency that do different things. It's like utility. There's different utility types of digital currency, and you know, there's um, um, there's more of an onus put on digital currency, um, more so to get in on the ground floor. Um, you're going to have to keep your ear to the ground, and you're going to have to focus on getting um, getting a little bit of a lot of different utilities of digital currency. And we want to be thinking about digital currency as um, you know on the frontier of a big breakout. Um, Not so much just to hype it up, just to hype it up, but digital currency, we are on the very, very early, um, you know, time frames for technology to break through to be at the spot where it can take advantage of digital currency. Right now, the whole Web 2.0 thing and the Web 3.0 thing, they're really casting a vision of being able to transact and make microtransactions and large transactions through digital currency, depending on, maybe it's developed for a certain game like Roblox, or for a certain type of game, is really how we're seeing that play out. So that games like Roblox can use a currency that is optimized for, that type of platform. Or, for example, XRP, built for speed and financial transactions of certain certain strengths and certain types of intervals and things like that. There's formulas for why you're doing different types of digital currency. And so when you're thinking about, well, is this like a pink slips type of situation? I shouldn't be, trying to hit the lottery. Um, this is different, and they won't all, like I said, they won't all be home runs. They're not all home runs, not by a long shot. But it's different in that, obviously, in the stock market with pink slip stocks, um, there's every type of sector. There's every type of market. You're really just, um, you're just, unless you know something about a specific sector, unless you know something about a specific type of market, like if you're into pharmaceuticals, but not just pharmaceuticals, like you work for or used to work for a company that did, you know, I don't know, like some type of medicine delivery, using a certain method for maybe people who had issues breathing or swallowing, or just something very niche, um, then you should take advantage of that information that you know about that sector so that you can take advantage of maybe emerging technologies based upon that type of form, and you can then use that, your not really insider knowledge, it's just your what you bring to the table with investing, and you should be able to use that knowledge to make informed decisions that informs you so that you can, make smart decisions with your money. And if you take that type of knowledge to pink slips, you could really just really lose your shirt, if you think that you can just hit a bunch of home runs, because there's too much that goes into it besides looking at all of the ratios, the like the different financials that underlie that company. You don't know. I mean, you can see what you can see, but you're really relying on press releases only. I mean, unless you actually know the company yourself, intimately, which then, that's really, few and far between. So, um, you're really just relying upon hitting home run, a press release that they've developed some new technology that gets a large contract, and, then they fix the other underlying, issues with their company, which is why they would get, maybe onboarded to a different trading platform. And, um, I think that, um, you know, at that point, what you're really looking to do is, um, what you're really looking to do is with digital currency and, looking at altcoins, because really, when you're talking about, what is out there besides Bitcoin, they're just called altcoins. So it just means everything other than Bitcoin. Um, and, it's so ubiquitous right now. Um, you know, adding a lot of different types of digital currency is going to be a good strategy. Finding the right ones, yes, you can do a lot of just basic internet searching and you can find, some of the industry leaders right now. But it doesn't hurt to make some transactions that unload a bulk amount of very cheap digital currencies, because they're all trying to bring their utility and what they bring to each, function, of whatever it may be, speed or bulk transactions, or, niche type of transactions for a certain, industry, whether it might be manufacturing. There's certain digital currency that is good for manufacturing mainly because it's already there and it's already working, and not so much that it's, was originally dubbed, a manufacturing coin, but just because right now that's the only thing there, it's just adopted as it's already working and it's already has a name recognition, already has a brand. And so that means that there's probably more coins out there that are being developed to usurp these very early to market coins that may just have a lot of brand recognition, but be a bit hollow on, what actually um, the function requires. And so that's why it's important right now to cast a wide net when you're thinking about what can I do to really lay a foundation for my investing strategy. Um, and it's going to be very hard for a lot of investors to think about what that means for them and how can I get in on this and without being foolish. And I think that that is a valid concern. And I think that we just need to, um, as timeless investors, we just need to start thinking about digital currency in a way that is advantageous for us. And it's just new. It's just a new idea. It's a new paradigm. It's a new technology. It's a new thing. And eventually there will be a pink slips type thought pattern that we will have about digital currency. Eventually it'll be considered, there will just be a lot of currencies out there that are just like, it'll be too saturated. It'll be too, um, I'm not really sure, that looks really sketchy. But at this point, this early on, this is the right time to start not really taking risk. It's just now's the time to really put your ear to the ground and start taking a few shots. And it doesn't even have to be expensive shots. I mean, it can be very humble. Hey, I'm going to invest, 50 bucks, and I'm going to invest whatever the minimum is in this. You know, heard something. There's not a lot going on in this niche, but it's needed. It's going to be in the future, in the current landscape. There's something to that. In the real world, it is a huge market, but um, in the digital currency space, it's not there yet. But it will be. So that's really what we need to be thinking when we're thinking about um, how do we approach this this landscape of digital currency and risk reward. And I think that the results will end up speaking for themselves when we get to the point of um, when we get over some of the technological and cultural thinking about altcoins, Bitcoin. I think that once the markets catch up, once small business catches up, it'll be over. Um, a lot of banks are already using it. Um, Corporations, in some markets, and um, they're already using it. So, and definitely higher technology-driven industries are already using it. But once it gets like just normal day-to-day talk and branding and way of doing business for manufacturing, for small businesses, that's already done. We're done for. I mean, you're past the point at which you can get in cheap on some of these emerging altcoins. So I'm not saying below everything. This needs to be a very small percentage um, of what you're trying to do, investing wise, and maybe it's just here and there. It's just get a list, and that's what we talk about here is getting a list of different strategies, so that you have it available to pounce when you're ready and when you have the money. Sometimes this, you read a lot of blogs, and you read a lot of articles, and you maybe watch a lot of videos like I do, and you try to self-educate, and they'll say like, make sure that you do a percentage of your portfolio. Well, some of us aren't there yet. Some of us don't have a portfolio percentage to blow on certain things, and it's just taking a shot on specific things when you can, and that's okay. But just make sure that um, you're not going too far. And if you do make a significant purchase on something, or investment, then maybe you space them out a bit more, obviously based upon your earning ability. So digital coinage, taking meaningful risks right now for altcoins is going to be advantageous, I think, sooner than we think, as far as getting in on some of the smaller altcoins that are emerging in the different sectors. So stay tuned, there'll be more. Glad you're here.